record this one too, but welcome everyone. Appreciate everyone being here. Welcome back to another Friday with All In with Eric Hatch, where we talk about how to give the best expectations, the best customer service to our clients is really what we do. So today I wanted to share some things I was listening to, and I'm going to share the screen. Actually, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this this screenshot from Tom Ferry, but he was telling me it was kind of interesting. He was saying that in the country, that I think it was like, don't quote me, and I'll get it next week on the screen. But he was like, every minute and something, a real estate agent leaves the industry. So it's kind of anybody leaving the industry in your offices? Do you guys see people kind of like saying, okay, maybe this isn't for me and leaving? So we got some heads shaking yes there. So I want you to know that the changing market requires a changing you. So what have you guys been doing this year to change from last year? Some of you are brand new, some of you have been doing this for a few years, but have there been any changes that you feel like you had to do this year to even stay afloat, or to do the same amount of business that you did last year? I don't think I have a problem with my microphone, so you guys.
Okay, well, I'll say video. I think that it's been such a priority, and I've seen the return on my investment about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable and how important it is. And I listened to this podcast yesterday, and that's like all they are about lately. Like Tom Ferry, Core, all of them are just like videos. Just do videos. Don't rewatch it. Just post it. And so I think that it truly does help.
And why do you think that is? Why do you guys think that video is all of a sudden in the last 5 or 6 years, especially in the last year, been so important for our business?
What I was listening to last night, they were really putting an importance on people being able to get to know you, and that know, like, and trust, and you being able to, in this specific thing, which I would never even thought about, is that maybe the people that know me face to face know a version of me that's a little bit more confident or whatever. And but in the video, it allows me to really touch on those things. Like maybe I am more analytical, maybe I am more organized, and I do know about the market. And so it gives us a chance to portray all of those sides, which I thought was interesting.
Which is true, because I had somebody the other day says, I never knew you were that funny. It's like, am I funny? But, I thought you were always super serious, or whatever it might be. So there are things there that video allows, because of, I could do just postcards. I could do a social media post. I could send something out. And if it just has really just a picture of me looking like this, like, what are they going to see? It's a face, it's like, there's nothing. But if you actually put a QR code or something on there, it says, hey, check it out. So it goes, hey guys, it's Eric Hatch. Just want to check in with you. I'm so excited you found me today. And today I want to share with you and interview somebody that actually had their house on the market for 6 months, did not sell, it expired listing, and then we came and repositioned it. In 1 week, we actually sold it for multiple offers with over asking price, and we just did a small adjustment on the price. Do you guys want to talk to her? So, that's then like, wow, that just all of a sudden, yeah, I would love to. And so yesterday we had an opportunity to interview, as I shared with you the last couple of weeks. We actually did an interview, a video interview and she just went on. I don't know if Jessica's in here, but I think she's down here. Up there she is, down the bottom. But we did a really awesome interview that she just kind of went on about the situation, about you should choose Eric Hatch. And we had this, and I had this on the market. It didn't really work out. And then it's just like, wow, I could not have done it without Eric. I probably never would have thought about doing it without him. And so it was just amazing. And so now if I can put 5 or 6 of those clips together with me in the video, and also now with somebody else, it's just third party all around. So changing market requires a changing you, and you're totally right, Jenna. Thank you so much for taking the lead on that. And if anybody else has anything else they want to share, raise your hand or just interrupt and go. But I feel that, and I think, I don't know if I shared this with you last week, but I think it was 41. I closed 41 transactions year to date last year in the first 6 months. And we were right on 41 this last year, 41 the year. Now, if you think about that, the first part of last year was what? A busier year, and the end of last year was a little bit slower. So for me to actually conquer and do the same this year beginning is because I said, you know what, I have to do more. If I did just the same last year, feel like to this year, and just felt like I was doing the same pace, the same amount of phone calls, the same, the same daily routine, I would be less. You would be less, and that's just what we're all in, because if there's only 4 million houses that are going to be selling this year in the United States, then obviously there's going to be less going around, even though I feel there's tremendous amount of success and there's a lot of business out there, but so you had to feel like you had to do something different. And so Jenna, you're taking the next step by saying, I'm going to do more video. I'm going to get myself out there a little bit more. I can't even tell you, you don't even want to look at my schedule today, but I've got like 2 back-to-back consultations. I got 3 listings that we're taking today. One's a $2 million house. And you know what it all is? They just said they found me online. How do you find me online? They find me online by listening to me, watching me, being out there, being present on that. So that's important to do. So finding something, whatever you guys are doing, if you're successful and you feel like, you know what, I'm comfortable. I have an agent, good friend of mine in this office that says, I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I've got my family. I've got my other things. My husband's working too. All I need is, to close about 3 to 5 transactions a year, and I'm comfortable. I'm totally fine with that, and I'm good. If that's where you're at, that's great. If you feel like, I need more because there's a different why, or because there's Hawaii vacation that's coming up, whatever it might be, you need to step up and do a little bit more. And that just means if you were making 0 phone calls every single day last year, now you need to make 5 phone calls. If you were doing 5 last year, and now you need to make 10. And so you just need to do more. I don't know what Jessica's doing on my cute little, my messenger right now, but on Marketplace, guys, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 people since Wednesday that are all asking me about what the houses were and what questions about that. And 3 of them have engaged in conversation, and 3 of them now have their emails, and now we're sending them drips and some emails on that. That's just since Wednesday. And I could keep going on and on about Tuesday and stuff. But so those are just, simply just going out there and posting and doing certain things to generate income, to generate people. So I personally feel a little bit overwhelmed a little bit about the quantity of people that I have to take care of right now, and how many people that I want to make sure that don't drop through the cracks. And so yesterday, somebody who I'm meeting here this morning was, hey, Eric, it's time for me to start getting busy and starting to look to get a house. And so we chatted for a few minutes, and I go, I had no idea who it was. And he just, hey, Eric, this is John. I'm, this, whatever his name is. I don't even know his name, coming in here in a minute, but he basically said, hey, I'm coming in and tomorrow. I'd like to meet with you. And I said, great. And he's acting like he knows me, and so I'm thinking, well, okay. So I quickly jump into his Dennis High. He's actually right here, this guy right here. So I jump into my CRM, and he was last year, July of last year is when he came in. And so I'm looking at the emails. He opened a few, he did this, but we just kept sending him stuff. And so he reached out on his own, because my system is actually in place that's actually sending him some things, and all the time. And if I stopped sending him stuff, if I didn't have something in play for him, would he have reached out to me? Probably not, because he wouldn't have known who I was. He just wouldn't have. So the market will require more of you to survive. And and that's just kind of what it is right now. And so you just have to get in there. If you want to be a successful real estate agent, you just have to put in the time. I know my assistant over here, Teresa, thinks I'm completely crazy in a polite way, but you just have to put in time. And so it just go, and it's great. So I was on the phone till probably 9:30 last night, and then this, getting things put together. And this morning, Teresa came in and said, congratulations, you got 2 at new escrow. So they're in and done, which is wonderful. And actually both of those were unknown. I don't even know who this lady is. Actually, that's not the one. The other gal I even wrote an offer, still have not even met her yet. She lives in Lake of the Pines. Don't have no idea who she is. And she even looked at the house on her own on an open house and just said, Eric, I want you to write the offer for me. I said, great. So now we're waiting for a pre-approval, but I don't even know who this lady is. But she acts like she knows me because she sees my face and my video and my presence out there online. So be just different, jump out, do more, because I think I love this one, when all boats rise, when the tide goes up. So if you basically, all of them are right. Guys, you've been in this, so most of you, some of you been in this real estate market. Some of you been in an up and a down and an up and now another down, whatever it might be. But if you look at this right here, if everybody is going to have a piece of the pie, people think that the real estate business is super easy. I tell agents all the time, those people who have not been here since, who started real estate, recently, and those who started real estate in 2009, 2010, 2011 are all basically, I personally feel, on the same boat. Yes, those agents in a little bit earlier have a little bit more experience, but they've never been in a down market. They've never seen they've never been challenged. We've all been just floating here on the top, whatever boat that we're in, and we're just collecting, and people just walk in, say, I want to buy a house. Oh, this is great. Real estate is wonderful. And then what happens? And then the cycle happens. And then all of a sudden, now you're down in a canoe, you're in a boat, where are you going to land here in your cute little crevice? So I always joke that that you want that sailboat, you want the systems that are, and you want that engine, one trolling engine or a bigger engine or 3 or 4 engines on a boat. You want the ones that have got the 4 or 5 engines. So if one engine goes down, guess what? You can still survive and keep moving, is what you want to do. So I'm going to share with you guys some things here on a changing market. I used to be so focused on first-time home buyers. That was when I first got in the real estate. First-time home buyers were my bread and butter. I was amazing, just selling all my friends' homes. Let's go. If you look at this right now, when the market changes, the first-time home buyer market might dwindle a little bit. So if I actually was just continually still focusing on a first-time home buyer market, I might not have the same success that I have, had in the past. So you kind of need to look at the market changes, relocation, move up and down markets. And now you have a bunch of sellers who are thinking, wow, I got a 2.5% interest rate. Do I really want to move right now and get a 7% interest rate? REO market, short sale market, investor market, builder, move out, and next market. I would say the only one I'm not really super experienced, even though last year we sold 3 brand new homes, and I've got 2 other ones that we did. The building market, I'm not a big, I don't list subdivisions, but so some people actually have that. Guys, long time ago, it was wonderful. It was easy real estate. You just put some ads, say, I'm going to meet everybody at Starbucks, and you just meet people at Starbucks, grab a limousine, grab a bus, whatever you did. And then you just go to new development in a limousine and going around to the new developments. And then you just register all of them. So if they ever go back to go purchase in that little new developments, then you would get a 25 to 30% referral. So those are just ideas that we used to do, but right now it's not as much there. So agent change, learn to work with first-time home buyers, HR managers, transactions, and then learn to, asset managers, short sell, investors, builders. I used to be huge in the REO bank industry, and I would probably have at least 3 REOs going on at one time. Crazy market right there. That's a hard one. So I know we got JD Miller up in Grass Valley. Shout out to him, that does a lot still with that. But they're just not coming. So I want to share with you guys some things that you can do to change, clues of a change, right? Rising interest rates, higher days on market. Now, I don't know if you guys are seeing that. It's weird that some of the houses, like I took Shannon out to take some pictures last night at like 7 o'clock at this house, 10 acres. I think I told the lady, you're overpricing it. She's just saying, no, we're going to go for it. I don't think it's going to move, but those are the weird ones that you put it on the market, and all of a sudden some move, and you go, wow, how in the world did that house just sell for that value? Some people like it, some people don't. Affordability, sales leveling, price adjustments. I don't know if you see, but there's a lot of down arrows. I saw the largest price decrease yesterday, 99.9% decrease, red arrow down. She listed it on accident for $349 million. And then she goes, oops. And then she did a price adjustment really quick to $349,000. So those are things, and it happens, but it doesn't really look superbly great. But you got fewer multiple offers. I still see some that we're doing full multiple offers. I still see it. I still see that, contingency repair. I'm not releasing all my contingencies, straight out of the gate. Creative financing. Yeah. I bought a house this year with somebody who wanted to give me 100%, not 100%, but, down payment and carried the paper for 15 years. And so I took it. There was some, he was creative, and I said, okay, I'll play that game. So I want to share with this on some seasons changes in post clues, signs of change. People, the victims, they get like super scared. They get like scared, or you're going to be the victors. You're going to get new skills. And so Jenna's doing more video. I'm going to get more skills because on changing, evidence of changing, and people just like freeze and stall. If you just sit there and kind of waiting for people to call you to come into real estate, it's not going to happen. Shout out to another agent across the way here who's got maybe 3 or 4 escrows going on right now. She started around 10 years ago, and she's I just see her right now, got the momentum, and it just seems like it's building really strongly because I see her car every single day here. She's treating this as a business. She's coming in, she's working, she wants to be here. And when she does that, then you're going to get the business because you're going to put the time in. Because if I stayed home and said, I'm going to work at home, or I'm going to spend a little bit more time at home, which there are times to do that as well, I would have so many honey-do lists that I just wouldn't get anything done. They wouldn't leave me alone. Do you know how many grandkids I have floating through my house right now, and the pool and stuff? You think I'd rather be, if I'm home, in the pool or maybe making some calls? I might be in the pool making the calls, but that's that's fun. But you just have to realize that you got to, to adapt and then serve there. And then post change, media reports. Guys, there's so much media stuff going on. You lose market share. But right now, I love it. Been doing this for so long that in November, December, when people actually take time off and say, I'm going to spend time with more family, which is important, but I take market share. I am gaining market share right now, just absolutely gaining it because people are either dropping off, they're not taking care of their customers. Most of my listings that I'm taking right now are people who I look at I see who they bought the house from. I say, that's a pretty nice agent. Why are they not calling their real estate agent? I look at it all the time, and it's because, I don't know, did they just lose track? When you go in there and you chat with them and they say, oh, I loved my real experience when I bought my house. It's like, why are you talking to that real estate agent? They've lost track. They're not spending money, and the agent is just not doing the things that they need to stay in communication, and other people are picking that up. You just don't want to be that person, and I've lost people before, and it bugs me like no other. And then I realized, when did I talk to them last? Oh, it's been 6 months or 7 months or a year or 3 years or none. So, it's like, you just need to understand that you need to keep moving forward on that, and actually making those connections and comments, because this is what's kind of happening right here, is that when you have influence by rate, 60%, people are going to go, the higher rates, I'm going to have less clients. Not influenced by rate, as a high, same clients. And I want to share this is what I've adjusted this year, because I have 2 houses right now. One we just listed, that I think I shared this with you maybe last week, that we just listed. We already have 2 offers on it at the moment, and it is a death is what it is. It's a probate. It's sales, and then the other one is a probate. It launches probably Monday or Tuesday. And so if you go after these now, do I do anything special? Do I actually go after divorced couples? Because I don't know if you've been and done an escrow with a divorced couple. We just did 2 of them recently. It's challenging. It's challenging. It's a challenging thing because you're communicating, with 2 different people that sometimes don't like each other or hate each other. And then they're saying, do you mind calling up my soon to be ex-wife or ex-husband, and can you talk to them about this? They can't be in the same room. But divorce right now, it's not affected by, they have to sell. They're selling, they're moving. I've got 2 more people right now on that we're looking at putting their house on the market because of divorce. Elderly, age, large parcels, acreage, they're all moving. They just have to. Yeah, maybe they own it free and clear, so that they can buy a home straight out, sell it, and buy another home free and clear. But probate sales, job transfers, corporate relocations, those are the ones. I've got military. I think we talked about that too. These are people right here that are not going to be influenced on the rates. They have to move. And so this is what I kind of pivoted, and I started maybe not working on the first time home buyers much, even though it's very intriguing that there's a lot of them that are still coming in, a lot of them on Facebook Marketplace going, how do I get, a house? How do I put this together? Then you put them in, you connect them with some right people. You have a conversation with them. You discuss, what it is. You get a checklist of what they must do to be able to get to their dream of owning a home. And then you put them in that little automatic drip, and you check in with them every quarter, every week, every month, whatever time frame that they have, that their lender says they need to be. And then when they come to the top and they go, I'm ready to buy, they better call you, because that's the plan. So move up, down sellers that's not moving as much. So you want to concentrate more on this. Now, do I go over there and I post post something on Facebook and look for I'm helping all divorced couples. Any of your friends, anybody want to get a divorce because I'm looking to sell your house? May not be the right way, but I think you can go to Facebook and search divorce. You can actually go, it's really freaky. I actually went and searched moving to Auburn, California. And I found some girl in back east somewhere that says, hey, this is it, guys. I'm moving to Auburn, California next week. And I Messenger. I said, hey, I see that you're moving to Auburn, California. Are you looking to buy or rent? Yeah, we're going to look to rent for a little bit. But see, I was being aggressive. I was trying to find, go out and find out who I can, and, not just wait on it up and sitting here in floor time waiting for someone to come to me. You just get these creative ideas and go. I've shared this before. If you guys want to get real fun and creative, go over there to Starbucks and you sit there and you put a little sign, get one from your title rep. It's the plastic little, it's a little stand up little plastic little thing. And it just says, I'm a realtor, ask me a question. And if you went there every single Wednesday and you just were consistent, because people are, those drinkers are consistent every single day, they go meet their buddies, and you sit there and you get there and just do it consistently. That's better floor time than sitting here going, waiting for it. Solitaire is not part of floor time. Floor time is actually when you get in and actually work on your clients. You actually pick up the phone and you start talking to them. Those who are looking at certain different CRM systems, what's really beautiful is that she'll just go, Teresa will just say, hey, have you talked to that person lately? No. I said, call. And she hits a little button on her little screen over there. And all of a sudden my phone starts ringing and is dialing that person's name, the person's number, which is great. And then I have a conversation with them. So if I'm driving around, I'll say, hit me 3 people, text me the person's name and hit call. She goes, you are calling this person now, go. I say, go for it. And then boom, then it goes through. And then I say, hey, how are you doing? So it's just, accountability partner here, but some way you guys need to have, if you don't have an assistant, you need to have them say, I'm making my phone calls. I'm not going to go home today until I make my 5. Go in the car, jot them down, put them on a stick them, whatever you want to put them, and say, I'm making my 5 phone calls today. And that has to be your past clients too. It has to be your past clients to be able to chat with them as well. And there's all this new chat GTP stuff that was about past clients and dropping in stuff. We're going to get into a little deeper on that. I'm going to show you guys some prompts and some prompts that you can actually copy and save. And then all you have to do on a sheet or on like a notepad and just drop the prompt over. But it was actually talking about taking your whole entire database of all your past clients, stick it in there on a prompt about who has purchased a house recently, blah, blah, blah. And it was crazy. And it was like, they said, you're going to probably be super sick because you're going to see that a bunch of people actually had moved and without letting you know. But the question is, how in the world does ChatGTP know that? I have no idea, but I'm going to try it. So refocus, guys. Focus on these right here. Find this. You can actually find divorce. You can find, because a lot of times divorce, they don't really want to go use their best friend. If I've got a friend that's getting divorced, they're not going to want to come use me. Most of the time they want to have somebody who's a third party person, or they're going to be, well, that's your best friend, honey. And well, now you can't use him or her because that's your best friend. I want like an outside source that's I want a neutral party here. And so they're looking for people. So you could go and look, there are people that you can actually relocation, trust, probate, go through that. I took a probate sale last year, and then the guy actually gave me the letter and said, I can't believe that somebody actually another agent already sent me a letter, and it's only been a week since I actually was appointed the trustee person. And I said, well, there are people out there and there are services that you can actually go get. Do I subscribe to any? No, I don't. I think it's just because this is what it is. Those who are new is that I actually have testimonials, video testimonials and written testimonials about how Eric helped me and my family when my father died to sell the house, and I live in New York City, and how I could not have done it without him. I needed him. And so you create the story, and then people all of a sudden will start coming. They just start seeing you online and reading the story and said, I'm relating to that person, I'm making a call. All right. And I thought it was funny because 2 weeks ago, I think, Jenna, we went through all our social medias and our realtor.coms and our Zillows to make sure that your pictures were in there and your bios all matched and everything. And I had somebody call me up and I say, hey, where'd you find me? I said, I saw you on realtor.com and you look like a really nice, honest person from your picture. Great. So, I mean, if I didn't have a picture, do you think she would have called me? How honest is, this look? There's no picture there. All right. So you need to make sure you have a picture. Jenna, go.
I think that the Yelp thing helped me too. And I only have 1 review. So actually 2 reviews. I started it a couple of weeks ago, but we're getting a new office for the Mount Rose agents down in like Galena, a little bit closer to the Reno action on the hill. But all we have right now is a sign in this window. And this guy called me the other day and he was like, I'm outside your office. And I was like, no, you're not. I think we're closed. He's like, oh, well, I Googled Coldwell Banker, Galena, and you were the first one that came up. And I think that having all of those platforms updated, active, getting in there and like, touch updating Google My Business, all of those things, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, even if you're not even utilizing them to the fullest capacity, having an account and having 1 or 2 posts, it's helped me tremendously. So it was one of those eye-opening things, just being your vulnerable self on video. And this guy was like, oh yeah. And then when we met in person, he's like, yeah, that's the person. I was like, great. So it's been really cool.
Can you imagine that when you're doing this for 29 years and you have like hundreds of reviews up there on there, or what type of business that you'll get? Okay. It just comes, I put in my time, guys. I put in my time, but now it's just that they just come. That other lady, I talked to somebody today and said, how many houses have you sold? Because on Realtor.com, what did she say? Said like 150 something houses. And I don't know. I know Zillow does 12 months. I don't know what Realtor.com does, but that impressed her because she saw that and she saw the reviews. So it will come. But see, Jenna's starting now. She's got 2. And then in about 2 months, she's going to have 4. And then she's going to have 6. And then you're going to have 8. You can do a killer business just by having less than 10. But you can do a good business by just having 1. You just need to have someone there, that they need to go find. If they read that review and they connect with you, you're in. You're totally in, and they're going to call you and say, this is it. This is the person that I want to work with. But if you're not there, it's again, visibility trumps trumps what's the other thing? Visibility trumps ability. So you just got to have visibility, guys. Visibility is important.
About our agent websites, that they're doing a competition for us right now. If you update your agent website, they're just going to look and see how we're doing with them, because they're changing so much of our CRM. You can add a banner that has review, like testimonials. And I just copy and pasted a ton from Google. And it was really cool how it helped kind of enhance the website. And so our websites are really cool now. The abilities, I guess I should say, capabilities.
No, and that's it. It's just about showing that. And I think that there's been a couple of webinars I've gone to recently where it's all about the third-party endorsement. It's changing, and it's going to come fast and furious. That people, what do you guys do when you guys go to Amazon and stuff? It's Amazon Prime Day. Do you guys look at the reviews? Don't we all look at the reviews? Kind of, some of them. Don't you? Like if I'm going to go out to eat and I want to go, okay, well, find me a 4-star, 3-star, whatever restaurant that you want to go to. Are you, I do. I look at the reviews. I want to see what everybody else is eating. Do I post reviews on there as well? Yes, because then I want my reviews to go out and I want to receive them. So, Yelp shows that I'm an active user. So Yelp likes to, reward me with more on there. So, which is great. For CMA, I just need you to print Georgiana's is all I want.
Did you do the other one?
I don't need them because they already met with them, but thank you. All right. All right. So when you're thinking, focusing on five clients not influenced by rate. So this just, again, tax strategy, 1031 taxes. This one right here, I've got a couple of 1031 tax exchange people. I sold a house recently on a 1031 tax exchange, a $900,000 home that somebody just sold. I showed my commercial building that I have listed yesterday by a 1031 tax exchange. So this was interesting, guys. And I don't know if anybody who's doing, anybody's doing LoopNet. Anybody doing LoopNet? You are on LoopNet now. If you have a membership with LoopNet, it was totally tripped out. I went on there and I have one of my properties on there on LoopNet, little commercial mixed use building. And she says that you can send out 50 emails every 30 days to blast out, and it creates the flyer for you and everything. And it blasts out to other agents and other users of that platform. And within like 5 minutes, I've got like 3 people that asked questions about it. One was a buyer, and then another one was an agent, and we showed it yesterday. And if I had not gone out there and blasted that and utilized that tool, then I didn't even know that tool even existed until my sales rep said, let me show you something fun. So if you don't know the tools, because guys, I'm telling you, I think that you generally utilize maybe 10 to 15% of our MLS. We'd probably use 10% of our CRM. We use maybe 2% of our Coldwell Banker Central 21 global website information, what they have. So utilize that, find the strategy and then find that. And so I always get on calls. If one of your people, there's sales calls, but if you get a Yelp person that calls, or if you get a Zillow person that calls, or Realtor.com, I don't have time to really want to talk to them, but this is what you do. You change that and say, show me your 1 or 2 favorite things that you love about your platform. Show me the 1 or 2 things that just actually switched, or what's the newest thing that you guys have on your platform. I got 10 minutes, go. and I want them to share my screen, I jump on a Zoom because I want to see, and that gives me a few minutes to kind of figure out kind of, oh, wow, I didn't even know they even had that. I could totally use that in my business. I need that. And so yesterday, there's some other thing that I was just showed that it blew my mind that they actually have a mailing service, postcard service dropped in the same entire, into that platform. I didn't even know that. And here I've been sucking all that out, getting them my labels, going over, reprinted with a different company, and then going, and now I can just all in one swipe. It was pretty awesome. So anyway, go with that. Again, I'm not, I don't go out and put that. I'm gonna go search the obituaries and go, hey, are you interested in selling your home? But some people could, some people, could, but I think I'd rather go with the elderly thing and go to the title company and find people who are like 89 years or older with on 2 acres or more that have lived in their house for more than 20 years. And I would pound that list and keep working on that, because they're going to eventually want to need to move. Everything, obviously, expired listings too. That's good. There are people who are tied in with tax professionals and divorced attorneys. I get estate plan. I did a motel the other day. That's something I go, I'm not really sure if I'm, the right person for you, but there was an estate planning and attorneys, and I did a little CMA on a little motel the other day. So they're there. So I want to share this with you. This piece, though, I put this piece right here inside my my marketing approach, because I want to share it with the sellers that I go meet where you want to be. Because I said, okay, what's your goal here? What is your goal, Merced office? Are you wanting to sell your house? Do you not want to sell your house? Do you want it to expire? What's your goal here in 5 to 6 months? Well, everybody's going to answer that and say, well, of course I want it to go pending, right? I mean, that's just where I want it to be. But so this is where, if you're looking at based on some sold properties, 4 or 5 months ago, and you're priced behind the market, we're going to expire. We're going to be going there. Then you're going to get you're going to get less money over time, and you're going to expire. This is your result. You don't want to expire. If you price the market currently and you look at, okay, let's look at all the pending sales, and you can get the pending sales, which is smarter, and say, look, you got 6 pending sales right here. This is what today's market's doing. You might get a smaller price adjustment, and you might get about the same. But if you go, hey, I'm going to price it ahead of the market, and I think that your property, maybe you might be able to get 5, like I did this with this one. I said, $799 on the one that we have 2 offers on. It's $799 is your magic number, but I think we might be able to go like, 7, maybe 8, 10, 8, 15, 8, 20. And so we went 8, 19, and now we've got 2 offers at 8, 10. So, but you can actually that's going to result in a pending one. This other one that I went out last night, I think we're going to expire. I mean, it's $650,000. It's on 10 acres. It was a huge marijuana grow. It was just crazy. It's like, smells like marijuana out there. There's trailers, trash, everything. And she goes, I'll only clean it when I get an offer. Okay. I don't know if so that's just where we're at, so I'm gonna go, you know what? I help everyone. I'm not going to turn this down. We'll make this work, and we'll just kind of move forward with that. So I kind of share with them and say, where do you want to be? You want a price adjustment down the road? You want to expire? Do you want to go pending? You might want to actually get multiple offers and you get more. All right. So that's kind of fun too. So for change of attributes, stay calm. Just stay calm, just kind of calm. As I mentioned all the time, if we didn't have problems to solve, we wouldn't have, we just wouldn't be able to stay in business. And I love that Jenna mentioned that she was on a webinar. She learned something yesterday. That was awesome. You guys are all sitting here, taking this advantage of listening to me and share and just spill all ideas, whatever it is. But there's agents out there that I see all the time at Summit say, oh, I love you. You're great. Thank you so much for sharing that. But they don't come on Friday mornings. They're not here to be able to learn. I agree, guys. I'm coaching by Jared James, and it's been years. And then it's like, now if I go listen to something, I was on with Tom Ferry the other day, and it's the same stuff that he's saying. There's nothing really new, but occasionally there's something that's new. So yes, this is about a year. I've got Sarah Stone Francisco, who was the rookie of their year last year. She was here every single Friday for like a year. I mean, everyone. And, she actually, congratulations, shout out to her. She's not on today, but her house closed today. She bought her a home here. So I'm super excited for her. So you need to understand that it's about learning. It's about, if you stop learning, you stop earning. There's so much new stuff out there. If you guys go and just spend an hour and listen to ChatGTP and what you can actually do to it, and go to YouTube and say things that real estate agents can do, or go and watch, Tom Ferry has so much free stuff. Be prepared though. If you register for something, you will get a call in 3 minutes from some Tom Ferry salesperson going, hey, let's get some coaching. But I'm just, and connect and then change, and then just absolutely change and be what you need to be. You know, if you can picture yourself as that agent of choice, you need to be there. And I love this. I added this in Jared James Advance. There were some things that I loved where he says, create ease of use for your clients. You know, how do we do that? You know, create ease of use for your clients. And it's a real interesting 360 when you go interview somebody like I did last night and say, tell me about your experience. And you know what? Don't be afraid. This is what you do too. Is like, I have my questions at the back of my book, and I'll ask the same questions. The client says, what was the most challenging one? You know, what was the most challenging thing? What do you think? What would you like that for Eric to do better next time? You know, I want to know the weaknesses. I don't want just to know the strengths, you know, and they'll say, okay, I wish you would have this, but she said this, she said, and this girl was a texter caller. I would probably talk to her like every day, 2 to 3 times. I mean, this lady needed handholding. She's sweet. I love her to pieces. The lady that we interviewed last night. And she said, I called Eric at the craziest times in the morning or text in the night, and he actually responded to me and answered his phone call every single time except twice, but he called me right back within 5 minutes. And then she said that. Well, that's amazing. There are sellers out there who will say, I never hear from my agent. I can never get a hold of my agent. You know, I don't, you know, I always like to go in when I'm taking over a new listing. It says, tell me about your experience. What did you like and what you didn't like with your last real estate agent? You know, I want to know, because I want to know. I'm writing a list right then and there, taking notes, and, you know, saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Make sure you do this, because you don't want to be in that same boat. So, you know, you're kind of, you know, being that way. So master your skills. There's some classes that I'm tempted to do here soon. I've got a couple slides. I looked at that this morning and yesterday, that we could do objection handling. If you guys want to do objections on things, I mean, that's just mastering your skill of what happens. Don't cave in if all of a sudden they say, hey, will you do it for 4%? Do what for 4%? You need to know what you're going to say, you know, and you need to like say, no, you know, this is what I do. And I think that you'll find that when you have the experience and the just the experience. I mean, how many people really ask me to reduce commission? It's maybe 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 15. Most of the time they just say, okay, that's what Eric is charging. That's what I'm going to go with, because that's, you know, that, you know, they want to work with me. And I am at a part in my career that there are people who will say, you know what, I'm not working with that person. I have a really hard time doing that, because I want to make sure it's done right for everyone. So I know going in, it's going to be a tough situation, but I can say no to people because I have enough business if I want to. And so that's a really nice way to do that. And some of us, we're just in complete survival mode, that we just need every single person. And I don't care if it's going to take me 10 years to sell this one and it cost me everything that I've got. Just like I watched a video yesterday that was like, this guy says he was, you know, picking a cucumber, and he laughed and he said, his music, maybe you guys have seen it, says, after $150 with soil and plant and water, I get to pick my 35-cent cucumber. I mean, it's like, that's just what happens. You need to plant these seeds and then things. But think about that cucumber. It's a 35-cent cucumber, but guess what? He's going to have more and more and more. He could take those cucumbers to a next door neighbor with a basket with his real estate card on it. Hey, just want to share this with my neighbors. Don't forget, I'm a real estate agent. Well, guess what? That just is little $150 just turned into like a $7,000 commission. So I mean, those are ideas. Consistency. Guys, being consistent. If you get up and your Mondays and your Tuesdays and your Wednesdays are not consistent, and you're not doing the same thing every single morning, if you're just sleeping in and thinking, oh, I'm just going to maybe sleep in this morning, or if you are consistent, you're in the office at a certain time and you need a consistency partner. That's what I love about an assistant, is because when she's here, boom, she got her wisdom teeth out on Friday. And I thought, I don't have to get up so early. I could sleep in a little bit more. Yeah, I did. I didn't get into it until a little bit later. So there's times where it's the consistency. So I don't know what they have in that cup, but they just walk by with a cup. It's like a little critter in the office. All right. So we've got consistency. The future is we. You need to realize that it's, yes, it's I, but you can run faster with a group of friends and a group of real estate agents, then, and in fact, you can run longer, you faster by yourself, but you can run longer, and it's a we. So it's, just remember that it's we are the ones you guys want to go out there and present and say, I am a professional. So we need to act like a professional. We need to dress like a professional. We need to speak like a professional. I heard this other lady was trying to get out of her listing agreement with another agent. She called me and says, the guy called me a liar. He was yelling at me. This is an agent yelling at me, calling me a liar. And he was saying, I'm going to put a lien on your house. It's like, how professional is that? That is just not professional. So, be professional and just be you, be you, but also remember that it's we. We are a representation of a industry, and we want to be good at that and keep moving forward. All right, so guys, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to pause the recording on